Hello and welcome to Andy Likes Cars. In today's video we're going to be looking at this, the Volkswagen Golf GTI. GTI, 3 letters that stand for performance in the Volkswagen world. So underneath the bonnet of the Golf GTI is a direct injection 4-cylinder inline turbocharged engine with 210 horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. Volkswagen keep the styling pretty subtle. There's red accents on the grille here, and there's a larger front air dam here. Another hallmark of the Golf GTI is the telephone wheels. They are shod in Pirelli tyres with red brake calipers. So around back the GTI has a different rear bumper, twin chromed exhaust pipes and this wonderful rear air diffuser. To complete the rear styling there's this spoiler here which probably aids downforce. So overall the styling for Mk6 GTI is pretty subtle, but that's in line with all the other GTIs. It was never about show, it was more about go, and that's what this car does well. So here we are at the end of a week on a nice summer's evening. What could be better than being in a Golf GTI with a nice twisty road in front of us? This really is what the Golf GTI was made for. Twisty roads and going a little bit too fast. The DSG gearbox really does allow for extremely fast changes. It's an automated manual gearbox and the changes are instantaneous. They really happen within the blink of the eye, and that's because it's got 2 clutches, so while you're in the gear that you're in, it's already got the next gear ready to go. It's very clever and it's very smooth. The steering of the Golf GTI is nicely weighted and allows you to place it just where you want in the corners. Let's give this a little bit of a bash around here, shall we? So put your foot down in the Golf GTI and it really does get out of its own way quite quickly. And that's the good thing about this car, is that it can be fast when it needs to be fast and it can be sedate when it needs to be sedate. And has a nice sporty exhaust note to finish it off. Really, this is all the car you'll ever need, unless you absolutely have to have an SUV, which nobody actually does because nobody goes off-road. This is a family car that you should buy. There's enough room for your children and for groceries. This really is the only car that you can put a chest of drawers in and then go to a racetrack. Of course, you probably want to drop off a chest of drawers before. The downsides, it is a front-wheel drive car, so there is a little bit of torque steer. It's not bad. There are cars that I've driven which have had far worse torque steer, but it is noticeable. However, other than that slight little issue, there's not much wrong with it at all. Stepping inside the Golf GTI, you're immediately aware of the car's sporting intentions. Most notably are these wonderful sports bucket seats with decent bolstering here. They are shod in the wonderful Golf GTI tartan, and the GTI logo is emblazoned on the headrests just so you don't forget about the car that you're driving. Further sporting touches include here on the handbrake with red stitching and black leather, and this is further carried onto the gear surround and the steering wheel. The steering wheel also has the GTI logo on it for further reminder of what you're driving. There's also sporty aluminium pedals for my feet. The Golf is known for its practicality and the GTI is no exception. There are huge door pockets here which will easily accommodate a large water bottle. There's a large centre console here. Under this cover here you have a drinks holder which will allow 2 normal sized water bottles, and there's also a removable centre divider should you wish to use it for other storage. The glove box is pretty cool too, and I mean literally cool, because it can be air conditioned to keep your drinks cold. It also is lined in velvet, which means it's nicer than just being in plastic. Should you smoke, there is a cigarette lighter here and an ashtray. There's also another glove box next to the driver. It's not very big, but I'm sure it's useful for something. It should be pretty easy to find an ideal position to drive in this car. The seats are reasonably adjustable, and as for the steering wheel, it goes up, down, in and out and is really easy to adjust. One thing I don't like about the seats is to move them forwards or backwards, there is a ratchet system. It feels pretty old-fashioned. In terms of comfort, this car comes with split zone air conditioning. The instrument cluster in this car is nice and clear. The only difference between this and the standard car is the speedometer goes up to 280 km an hour. So up above we have a place for your sunglasses and map reading lights, and an auto-dimming rear view mirror. The infotainment system in this car is aftermarket. I fitted it as an upgrade over what it originally had. It's OEM fit and works with the steering wheel controls here. So being in the back of a Golf GTI is no great hardship. The seats are reasonably supportive and comfortable, and I have plenty of headroom. I'm 5'7", but I don't think taller passengers would suffer too much. The door handles are made out of aluminium, and there's speakers on the doors as well for extra sound. In front you have a nice practical map pocket. Rear seat passengers also get their own ventilation controls and cup holders here. There's also a handy dandy fold down armrest here, so you can be extra comfortable. Sitting in the middle seat back here is okay. It's reasonably supportive and comfortable, but you do have to sit with your legs quite far apart. If you have children, then there are ISOFIX anchor points here, and they don't have those pesky covers which can get lost. The thing that makes a Golf GTI such a great car is a huge boot. It's extremely practical, and as you can see, it's enormous, and it comes with lots and lots of smart options. There are metal tie down points here, there are further tie down points here and here, and there's also shopping bag hooks here, a 12-volt socket here, and some elastic device here. So underneath the boot floor is a spare tyre and some tools. If you need to carry skis, that's no problem, because you can with this handy little through load hatch. And should you need to carry longer items, these seats fold down. However, there is a load lip here, and there is no split level folding floor. One of the options on the Golf GTI are these xenon headlights. They are auto leveling and follow you around corners. So one cool feature of the Golf GTI is with one push of the key fob, all the windows can roll down. So the Golf GTI is a really nice car to drive around town. It's quiet and refined and fairly comfortable. One feature of Volkswagens and performance Volkswagens is the DSG gearbox. In practice, it's just a really nice smooth gearbox, and it's nice to drive, and it's not jerky at all. Although around town at very low speeds, it can be a little bit hesitant, but overall it's pretty good. So dropping it down to sports mode, and putting your foot on the accelerator gets this car from 0 to 60 in a little over 6.5 seconds. Here on Auckland motorway, we're cruising along at just under 90, and it's very relaxing. It's smooth, there's not much tyre noise, there's almost no wind noise, and it's just a nice comfortable place to be. Volkswagen Golf GTI is a car that you could buy your wife and tell her it's a 1.6 litre petrol model, and she wouldn't know any different, such as that it has such subtle styling. And it's also a car that's at home out here on these twisty country roads, as it is in the car park of the Bunnings to get building supplies, or maybe IKEA to get some furniture. And it's also a car that works when you pull up outside a 5-star hotel and the doorman will open your doors. The Golf GTI really is the best all-rounder. So there you are, the Volkswagen Golf GTI, my Volkswagen Golf GTI. I'm really pleased with my purchase, and I'm sure it's going to put many smiles on my face as I put many miles on the car. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon, and there'll be more videos coming along soon. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Andy Likes Cars.